What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and this is covering the All Access Episode 2 that I just saw between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, or Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. I just want to recap this and tell you guys about the show. For those who don't, I don't know if it's, I know a lot of the UK followers can't get this. So when it posts on YouTube, of course, I'll put the link in the description. I don't think it posted yet, but if it has, I'll find it and I'll attach it to the description below. I just want to cover that, man, and about it went in depth with Deontay Wilder. So it went back to March 3rd, where he was in there with his most dangerous opponent, or probably the only dangerous opponent that he's ever been in there with, definitely the most skilled, which is Luis Ortiz. And it showed his adversity. It showed the first knockdown. It showed the part when he was in trouble in the 7th, and it showed immediately at the 10th. It cut to the 10th, and it showed him that, showed the victory, the 3 knockdowns there. And that was good. And I'm glad they chose that particular fight to rehash it, because it shows that Deontay Wilder can be hurt, but he can recover. So that shows he had heart. He didn't go down, okay, against Ortiz, because he got caught with a right hook he did not see. You know what I mean? And that just credit to the skill set of Ortiz. But it also shows Deontay Wilder can take it, but then he can take it and then keep moving forward. You know what I mean? So that was a good thing. That's very encouraging to the Wilder fans out there, because, if he gets caught with a punch in the fight on the day, he can recover, or perhaps he can recover. There's hope he can, because he's done it before. Okay. Because Tyson Fury is an elusive guy, and speaking of Fury was, it just showed his immense weight loss. And, what I observed in that is he's lost a lot of weight. Even Freddie Roach was very surprised with the weight loss that he has. And it's crazy because, speaking of Freddie Roach has been introduced, a new trainer for Tyson Fury, and they showed on that. Before I get to that, I want to go back to Deontay, because I want to do it, kind of chronologically on how it worked, on how the fight or how the show went. And Deontay, he's, despite him and the Bronze Bomber, so you have Deontay Wilder and you have the Bronze Bomber. And, they interviewed his wife or whatever. Yeah, his wife. And then, they had their new daughter and stuff. And then he brings his kids in the camp. That's not really necessarily a new thing, but it's not really a common thing. So, he does it because it makes him happy. So that shows you Deontay Wilder is totally unorthodox, unconventional. And he does the things his own way, which is nothing wrong with that. What I did like training-wise of Deontay Wilder was the swimming, because I remember another All Access with Canelo Lara. They had Canelo was swimming, and it builds stamina. You know what I mean? It builds endurance. So, that's good. That's really good, since he's unorthodox, he's unconventional. He really doesn't do a lot of running, like he states. But the swimming, that'll definitely help his stamina. You know what I mean? So I like that, them doing those type of exercises, getting him prepared for someone, especially someone that moves, someone that can box with the ring IQ that Tyson Fury has. So he's going to need that movement. But back to his family, he does seem like two different people a lot of times, so when he's out of the ring, he's Deontay Wilder, and then when he's in the ring, he's Bronze Bomber, you know what I mean? And how he was saying it is like, well, hey, when I'm Bronze Bomber, all that shuts off. Now, I'm not really sure on how he meant or where he meant that on the night of fight night or when he's training, because, that's the question that, I questioned, like, okay, you're Bronze Bomber when you get in the ring to take the people out, I'm assuming, you know what I mean? And, but when you're training, don't you need that same focus? But anyway, Deontay, he's he spoke for the Alabama team, football team, and he's getting more notoriety. That would be something I would have recommended a long time ago. You know what I mean? But since he has this platform, we can't cry over spilt milk. He's doing that now for the football team, and he's there to encourage them. It's really good to get your name out. Like I spoke for my high school, and and they were really excited, that someone in the film industry had that, that can come back to the school and give back and give encouragement and stuff like that. And he did that. That was cool. You know what I mean? And, despite his quirks and words, because I have my own quirks and words, you know what I mean? And, and problems pronunciating certain words, he can talk. That's one thing, like Pastor Wilder, I think is appropriate. He might be a preacher, after this is over. He might, fall into his father's footsteps when he's finished with boxing. Who knows? George Foreman did it, why not him, right? So it can be done. So he has no problem speaking in front of an audience, in other words, you know what I mean? So that was a good thing. I think the team, maybe they were tired or something. They were like, he was like, y'all ready to win? They were like, yeah. What? Are y'all ready to win? Yeah, ready to win, So that was cool. I'm glad that he took time to give back to the community, which he's from. He's from Alabama. And he was talking to that college team, which is, famous college team, really popular college team there in Alabama. And now over to Fury, of course, we talked about the weight loss and Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach, I'm going to pick up there. We also found out earlier this week or early last week that Freddie Roach will be joining the corner as a cut man. Now, I knew that was bull. I knew that was 100%, no, that's just saying that. That's just a title. That ain't, look, he's another trainer, and then you could see this episode 2 broke it down, him and his primary coach say they were bouncing around ideas, okay? You know what I mean? You had Freddie Roach on the pads, you know what I'm saying? Coaching him, telling him things he don't do. No, he won't catch you with this. No, try this. No, try that. You know what I mean? And the primary coach said, we're just bouncing around ideas. So that tells you right there, that tells you that no damn cut man bounces around ideas. Okay, that doesn't work like that. A cut man is a cut man. You know what I mean? No, he's a second coach. He's a second voice in that corner. You know what I mean? And it's good. And I'm glad if it makes Tyson Fury better mentally, that he has someone, world-renowned coach like Freddie Roach. Why not? You know what I'm saying? It's just add more to the pot as far as I'm understanding. And it's good, and again, he was really surprised in the weight loss. I am too. He looks a lot better than he did episode 1. If you notice the gradual change, not even gradual. This is a huge change. He had a pot belly, he still has those love handles in the back, but now you see he's shredding down, he looks a little faster because he's lost that weight. The question is, to me, him losing weight like that, what does it do for his power? But it's okay because he's not known for really a big power puncher. You know what I'm saying? So, I think the more elusive and the more, the less weight, the more effective it is for Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? Unless he's weight drained, and that's a whole nother problem with water weight or whatever. But these are heavyweights, so he doesn't have to worry about that at all. Anyhow, right? So, they went on from that, and of course, Tyson Fury went to the basketball game, the Lakers at the Staples Center, and seen Floyd Money Mayweather there. He congratulated him, on, Floyd's a huge bettor. So they talked about that, took pictures and stuff. So that was cool, him, excuse me, him taking pictures, with Floyd Money Mayweather, you know what I mean? And that basketball game gave him more exposure, I feel, because, they put it all on the top screen. So that promotes it, I feel, and it's a good thing that Fury's camp went to the actual Staples Center to see where everything was. you know what I mean, beforehand, you know. So gave them a nice little blueprint on where to go and what to do, how to set up, you know what I mean, what to expect. He asked where the ring was going to be positioned in the arena, which is all good questions. Those are questions that you want to know, you know, those are good in preparation. So it was great, you know, that was good to hear. You know, Deontay Wilder, you know, was just training hard and, you know, had his family by his side mostly. You know, so he was, you know, just showed him more of a family man. Just gives you a whole different dynamic of who he is. You know, a lot of people, again, you know, a lot of people think, oh, this dude's a dog, he's a mutt, he's this, he's that. But in the end of the day, he's, you know, he's a father, you know what I mean? And he just showing like, hey, yeah, I'm a dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm a dad, I'm a husband. You know, I take care of mine over here. You know, oh, another thing, Deontay Wilder, he goes off to this place where where he lives, some secret place or whatever by the dock, and he meditates, you know, and when he meditates, you know, he envisions the fight, you know what I mean? He can see the fight going over in his head, you know, and go to a quiet place and see how that fight is coming out, how it's panning out. And, you know, like he told Ortiz, I fought you 100 times already before he gets in the ring. So, you know, that mental strength that he's building can be effective in the fight also. You know what I mean? Especially I feel that if he doesn't hit Fury with that ideal punch that he wants to hit him with, that money shot, that Spilka shot, you know what I'm saying? He's going to need that, because one thing about boxing, it's a mental game. So it's smart for him to have those type of exercises and to practice those type of rituals, because those help you strengthen your core, your brain mentally. So that was a good thing to see also, you know, for Deontay. And I'm glad that, you know, he has some type of mental or mental training when it comes to fighting, you know what I mean? Because he's unconventional. We know that. And when he made the comment about skill, that pissed a lot of people, including me, off, right? You know, but there is more to the game than, you know, going out there and throwing bombs, you know, bomb squad, you know what I mean? You know, it's more to it than that, because if you can't land that shot, you're going to have to stay focused and concentrated on landing that shot, right? And then with a person like Tyson Fury, yeah, you're going to need to do that. You're going to need to stay focused. You're going to need that ability to not lose your cool. Because, you know, I noticed when when Tyson Fury was in there with Freddie Roach, you know, they were changing stances, you know what I mean? And they were looking for the right. You can tell they're preparing for a person with that devastating right hand. Because if you noticed, every time that they were doing the pad work, you know, if he was in the southpaw stance or the right, you know, he would either pow, 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 and then he would parry and then move. You know what I mean? He would parry, then move to the opposite side. So that tells you, well, they're preparing for Deontay Wilder, which is smart moves. It's all about, you know, tactics and strategy, you know. So, no, this was a good episode, too. I'm not really sure if it was better than the first one, you know, but it was just as good, you know, and this also just builds up for the fight. And I'm glad that they took time, and Showtime hasn't did what HBO started to do. Now they're finished, and that's a whole nother video. But I'm glad that they attached this to this fight, because this builds this fight. You know what I mean? The build up, the person behind, you know, the fighter. That's all imperative of making a good fight. But I look forward to it. So I see you guys fight night. I will be covering it live. And then you know, of course, I'll recap on that, as well as the epilogue as well. And you guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.